Alright folks, so today we're working on getting this harmonic balancer off, because look at the clearance right here between this alternator bracket and this ring. I mean, it's there, it's never rubbed, but I do not like that. So we're gonna fix this issue and we're gonna permanently fix it. And we had another issue over here, and you got clearance there, but we didn't have it right there. Look at that. So that ring was starting to rub this hose here, and it was right on this clamp. And it started to rub it just barely right there. You can kind of see it. But it definitely rubbed it a little bit, but it didn't get it bad. But it's hard to see, but it is there. So I'm going to fix this. While we're at it too, I went ahead and removed the water pump pulley and that fan. That's not the correct fan, and you know, that fan will work, but this car originally had a 4-blade fan and they put a 5-blade on it, and you know, that's not a big deal, and they were going the right direction on that, you know, to help it cool a little better. You know, 5-blade, it's better to have a 5-blade than it is a 4-blade. But I'll clean that up and throw that back on. I'm not too picky about that. But I actually got a 4-blade somewhere. I don't think this pulley is correct either. But I noticed the valve covers and this pulley, I just can't figure out if they're correct or not. I don't think they are. I know the harmonic balancer and the crank pulley and all that down there is correct, but I don't care about the alternator. I put that on there. I have the generator and all that. But I know that's correct. But the fan obviously isn't. I'm not quite sure about this water pump pulley. I don't think that's correct for this car. I mean, it works, there's no issues with it, but I don't think it's the correct one. But I am going to go here and I'm going to pull this water pump off, and we're going to get this balancer off here. And I got another balancer I'm going to clean up. I picked it up at the machine shop, and clean it up and paint it. So I got some paint for the spray gun, and you know, we're going to paint this stuff right and, you know, make it as professional as we can. And I'm just going to do it right. You know, if you can't do it right, then don't do it at all. I'm going to pull this thing off here, and we're going to fix this issue permanently and not have to worry about it. So, and I don't think I got a socket for that. I believe that's a 1-inch bolt right there. It's either an inch or an inch and a 16th. If it's an inch and a 16th, I have it. But if it's 1 inch, I don't think I do. But I started breaking these other ones loose here, and they're just a regular old 9/16. You got 3 on the front there, and not a big deal. And you know, I just took my hand and broke them loose. They came off real easy. But I'll get them out and get this bolt out there and get this water pump off. And I'll probably end up pulling the alternator and the bracket and all that stuff back off. And I'm debating about, I think I'm going to go in here because I got the full gasket kit. I think I'm going to pull this time chain cover off. And I got to do something about this intake too. And I did start to paint the valve covers too. And white is such a hard color to paint. It's very hard. That's the only thing on this motor here that is supposed to be white, is the valve covers. And the intake all the way down, cylinder heads, short block, you know, water pump, all that stuff. It's supposed to be, I believe it is a gloss black. And even the oil pan, you know, everything's painted black. And the valve covers are white, and it's so hard to paint them. But I do have them, and I'm going to save these. We're going to straighten this mess out and correct all these issues. It's just, that's the issue with this car. On the whole car is, it's a very solid car. And you know, got a little bit of quarter panel issues going on, but it's, you know, all that stuff, luckily they actually do reproduce the front part of the quarter panel, so if I do need them, I can get them. And all that should be the same as a regular 59 Ford, even the lower quarter bottoms, but everything above the trim and everything above that trim right there on up is going to be a different quarter panel, obviously. But you know, I don't mind dealing with that. It's not a big deal. But this car, I'd say the bottom of the quarters, you know, the typical rust areas, is very solid. I mean, that's the only rust we really got right there, the battery tray. and that's, you know, that's fixable. That ain't nothing. And that's actually a bracket, so that's, you know, just a bracket. So all that will clean up, and I'm gonna get back at it here, and I figured I'd make a little quick video here. I wanted to get this before I get too ahead on it, and we're gonna get this thing straightened out, because, you know, I want to drive this thing and enjoy it and not have to worry about it, and, you know, have a bunch of issues. And be honest here, this motor really needs to come out. I mean, both the motor and the transmission, it really needs to come out. I mean, it's the only way to do this the right way is take to a machine shop. But at the bare minimum, it really truly needs to come out. And at the bare minimum, at least the block and the heads, you know, flushed thoroughly, very thoroughly, you know, to get all the rust and corrosion and everything out of it. And that way I can put brass core plugs in it, and you know, at the bare minimum, at least throw a gasket kit in it. But I really don't want to do that, and then all the exhaust seats and the cylinder heads be sunk from, you know, all the years of running unleaded fuel. And I will say this though, you know, that's not no wise tale. I know I've said that before, but that's definitely 100% true. And, you know, a lot of it too is, you know, putting a big load on it and all that. And you know, like if it's an RV or something like that, you know, it puts more of a load on the engine, and, you know, we'll make it wear a little quicker. But kinda, I guess, in a way. But either way, the way I look at it when it boils down to it is, you know, I really don't want to pull the heads off of it and see a bunch of suck exhaust valves. And, you know, I just don't want to run it like that, because I just don't want to risk burn the valve and, you know, something bad happen, you know. So we'll figure it out. I might do it, but I don't want to go that deep into it, because then we'll be making 100, you know, some videos of just freshening up a motor here. All right, so I'll see y'all later. Bye.